Oh my goodness. That was a long time lapse. It took a while to lay out and place all those blocks. I actually rebuilt the roof for the tower and the gazebo twice. And honestly, I'm still not satisfied with the way it looks. But sometimes you have to let things go, take a step back, come back to it with a fresh perspective. Maybe if I do that, I'll see something new or see something I missed before. We'll come back to it. But anyway, the library I'm building is a Victorian-style house full of charm and detail. I imagine a quiet place with creaky wooden floors and tall windows and the smell of books. This will be the home of memories, a place where I can write them down and put them on the shelf. Little stories and moments from my life that I can share with my family. It feels good to see them there, each one a reminder of this journey. Memories are kind of funny, aren't they? Not everyone remembers things the same way. Sometimes two people share the same moment, but carry away a different feeling. That's part of what makes memories so special. They belong to us in our very own special way. In today's episode, I'm going to do some texturing on the outside. We're going to take a look at the inside and lay out some rooms. There's lots of space in there, but I want it to feel cozy with small rooms, warm lighting, little corners that invite you to sit and stay for a while. I'm also planning on adding a couple of secret rooms, maybe hidden doors behind moving bookshelves. We'll see how things go. I don't know. Redstone and I don't always get along. But just like that roof, I'll take that one step at a time. I'd like to show you what I've been working on. Come along with me. Let's take a look around the library together. Let's start on the porch. This little area is really my favorite. Doesn't wrap all the way around, but that's okay. I love all these little nooks and crannies. I am very excited to add some details to this. That's one of our rooms. And then on this side, it just comes out to the gazebo. We might put some chairs or benches out here, a bunch of flowers. It's going to look great. Did end up putting some windows in. Not sure I'm going to keep these shutters, but they look okay right now. On the inside, we're keeping this area open with a spiral staircase that goes up 2 floors. There's going to be a wall here and a wall here. This will be a room. I think we're going to keep this brick in here. And then just a little hallway, a little nook right here, maybe some bookshelves surrounding the wall or in the corners or something. And then this is a whole other room. All the wool makes it look a little bit confusing, but it really lets me know where to put things. Where are these walls going to go? Am I going to have an inner wall or am I not? Because in this room, I'm not. I'm going to keep it brick or whatever the outside is. And then here, I'm going to put a different color wall. And then here is another room that's going to be kind of open to the back. This is the back porch. And there is a door from the porch that goes into this room. Or we can come this way. I am likely going to have a ladder going up here into this room. We're going to have to keep this brick here. But in here, the walls will be different. There's a lot of room up here to work with too. But we go this way and we can get into the tower from here. We've got this nice big room. And then we've got a room here with our secret room. Secret room's going to be back here with likely a ladder that will go up to a whole other floor up there. We're just going to focus on one thing at a time, though. I wanted to get that layout down so that we can start on some of the gradient out here. Just gonna start placing blocks and see where it takes us. Well, I think this is starting to look really nice. I'm just gonna keep going, keep kind of messing with it, stepping back to see how it looks, and we'll be back. All right, got done with the texturing of the roof. Now, I really just thought about this, like, where would the water run down and kind of wear down the roof? Like this area here, looks like the water might run down like that. So that's kind of how I thought about it. Looking at it from afar, it does give it a little bit of life, but that's pretty much how I kind of thought about it. I don't know if there is some different trick to this or not, but I think it's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Now we'll move on to texturing the walls here so that we don't have so much of this brick. We'll just add in a couple of pieces of granite here and there, and we'll think about if there's anything else that would look good with that brick. We're going to start out with some light texturing and see how it goes. I picked some granite and jungle planks. I do have some smooth granite here. Not sure I like it, but it might be good in some areas. So let's try it. I've started on this wall here. I'm not quite sure about the jungle planks. I may just stick with granite in spots. I'm thinking that looks a bit better. Yeah, I like the granite better. Let's see what the polished. We just throw in maybe a polished brick down here. Does that add anything to it? Yeah, if we place that next to the granite. All right, I got something started here. I did start with some jungle planks, but wasn't quite sure that that was going to work. I don't know about that look. So I think for now, I am going to stick with the granite and the polished granite and just keep going and see what happens. All right, I think we have a good start here. I just randomly put some granite and then sprinkled in a couple of, polished granite in there. That looks like a good start. Probably could add a couple more little areas. I never quite know how to do texturing. I really just want it to look a little bit worn down, the brick to be worn down just a little bit. And I think in certain areas we got that. We got it to look like that. But we did quite a bit today. So I think we'll leave this episode right here. Until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. Be kind. I'll be here building block by block with love in every piece. Have a good day. Bye.